Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine HyVee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone. I feel like we've done this show during severe winter, and we've done this show when it's been like 30 degrees below zero out, and we've done this show when it's been really hot out. I don't know if we've ever done the show with the chance of a tropical storm that has a name. Cristobal? Is that how you say it? I feel like I'm saying it. I feel like I was watching the news last night and they were calling it like tropical depression. Cristobal, I don't know what the deal is, if that's the proper way to say it, but that's kind of like what's happening. There's a tropical storm that may reach us here in Muscatine, Iowa, or wherever you're watching us in the Midwest, certainly. And that doesn't happen that often, right? So what does it mean? Well, it seems like maybe just some rain and wind are in the forecast. Looking outside right now, it's just a little gray. And is it raining? It looks like it's raining. It is raining. Yeah, just a little bit of rain. So, I feel like this is Muscatine County has, since I've been here, we've had at least 2 tornadoes, which would concern me more than a tropical storm, not to downplay it, but this seems like it might just get a little rainy, a little windy, and then tomorrow, I don't know if you've looked at the weather for tomorrow, but the high is only like 70 degrees. So this system is going to take any humidity with it for a little bit. So, and then look at the low tonight, 66 for the low. That's from AccuWeather. So the high today, 78 degrees, tropical rainstorm Cristobal. Cristobal. How does Styx not come out with a parody on Cristobal? Shouldn't get muted for that since I didn't say Crystal Ball, which is the name of the Styx song. I said Cristobal, which is the name of the tropical storm. So just keep in mind that's what's happening if all of a sudden it starts raining and it gets windy. You're like, what's going on? It's a tropical storm impacting us here in Iowa. Today is Top Care Tuesday. I want to mention that really quick because I feel like a lot of folks are dealing with allergies. I don't have allergies. Lieutenant Greg Bach is here from the Salvation Army. Maybe he has allergies. He's nodding his head yes. I've never experienced allergies, but I know for a lot of folks it's a big deal. So Top Care products have the same active ingredient as the name brand stuff, but they cost you way less. So if you are dealing with allergies, you can see right there on the screen, there's a Top Care allergy medicine. So buy one Top Care product, get the other for 50% off. You can mix and match. So whether it was like Top Care allergy and then maybe you need some Top Care mouthwash because you got that hot new morning breath, you can save on that or whatever the case may be. We all have morning breath probably, right? Until you brush your teeth, you might have that. Your significant other is just like, hot breath. This is actually, I put this mask on, and then I just get my hot breath all day. It's marvelous. It's marvelous. Not really. The local ad, we can mention this. So it technically started yesterday, but you'll see it in print today when you get the paper in your mailbox. But this is the super sale. It's good at both our store and Hy-Vee Main Street downtown, and it's absolutely fantastic. So these deals are good through Sunday, from Hy-Vee purified water to ballpark hot dogs and seasoned pork chops and Sturzing's potato chips. I want to talk to our friend Craig Smith that owns Sturzing's. That guy is cool, and he owns a chip company. And you don't have too many people like that often, right? He's been on the show twice. It'd be cool to have him back. I'm going to reach out. Yellow onions in the ad. Ice cream. U-Scream. Powerade. 8 packs of Powerade. That's a ridiculous price on that. 2 for $7. You'll never see it that cheap. Never. I think we just had it for $3.99 each. So I'm not good at math, but I know that that's a savings. Hy-Vee bagels. Twizzlers are in there. Price break on some hand sanitizer, hanging baskets on sale, and then in wine and spirits, several deals right there. Check those out. All right, I'm going to mention 2 things really quick, and then we're going to get to Lieutenant Bach. Just a reminder, Aisles Online grocery shopping. If you don't want to come out of your house today because there's a chance of a tropical storm, I get it. So we have people here that are working, and their job is to shop for you. So go to Aisles Online on your phone. It's an app that's for free, or you can go to Hy-Vee.com/grocery. And they'll shop for you if you are concerned about a tropical storm, which, again, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just sharing that it is going to rain a little bit today and a little wind. Let us do your grocery shopping. I picked up an order after I got off work last night. Almost forgot it. Had to turn back into the parking lot. And I was like, whoop, turn right back in. Got back in line, got my stuff in 3 minutes. I waited, and I was on the road. So check that out. And then last but not least, DSW shoes and sandals are here. 50% off while they last. Awesome deal. And, you know, on a day when you might need an umbrella, I don't know if we still have any free umbrellas left, but it wouldn't hurt to ask. If you spend $40, the promo was get a free umbrella. And I have it on good authority that the quality of shoes and sandals are good because our first guest, as I mentioned earlier, Lieutenant Greg Bach with the Salvation Army, is a fan of what kind of
Gotta have the Sperry's.
And Sperry shoes, for people that don't know, I would describe them as like a boat shoe.
It's a boat shoe.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you don't have to tie them.
No, I mean you can get some that tie, but
okay.
They're boat shoes and they're
you
like
just
nautical shoes.
Slip them on.
Yeah.
I think I just spit. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
You slip them on, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go.
So you were like so excited
They're so comfortable
about
too.
Sperry.
They're so comfortable. Yeah. If you look up the history behind the Sperry and the guy that made him formulated after the pads on his dog's feet. I mean, it's just it's a really cool story. And when I was in northern Michigan, I didn't know what a Sperry was, and somebody introduced me oh, dude, if you live up here and work on the boats, you gotta have some Sperry's.
It's fantastic. I'm with you. I had Rockports back in the day, which is kind of like the same thing. It was like a slip-on, and they would tell you you don't have to wear socks. But as we all know, if you're an adult or anybody that's over 10 and you wear, I feel like if you wear shoes, any kind of shoes, maybe except Crocs, without socks for an extended period,
it's not going to end up well.
Yeah, it's not going to go well. So you were really excited about that.
Yeah, I might have 8 of those umbrellas at home. So if anybody needs an umbrella, just give us a shot. We might have one.
Your man is hoarding umbrellas, everybody. No, he got in on the deal. It was awesome. Speaking of good deals and things that were on the news last night. So you were here last week, and it was a surprise to you and it was a surprise to me because 10 minutes before the show, Carver Pump called. Megan Kaufman-Randall called and said, hey, we're going to donate $28,000 to the Salvation Army. Can you tell Lieutenant Bach? And I said, sure. So Channel 4, WHBF in the Quad Cities ran this story last night. So that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I had reached out, because I thought to myself, look, this is probably the biggest, outside of the kettle campaign, the biggest donation that we've received in this manner, where you have a group of people, employees of a business, that want to give back. Yeah. The business saying, okay, because you're going to do that, we're going to match that. And then the community foundation on the end of that tacks on, triples the donation. In that manner of things, it's the biggest donation we've had at Salvation Army in history. So it really was a historic first for Salvation Army. And I really heard something cool from Megan yesterday. We were in the just waiting for Carla to show up from Channel 4. Yeah. And she had talked about how every 8th grader who wants to go tour Carver Pump can go tour Carver Pump.
I didn't know that.
To see if they want to learn about the trade.
Wow.
And so, I just sat back and Charlotte was like, well, that's really cool. Wow. They get to go and see what their hometown is about. Yeah. A really great company. And it just, the fact that they want to draw in the hometown to keep people in Muscatine. And that just shows how invested they are in their town. Yeah. And then to give back like they're giving back is just, to me, it was just very encouraging.
And it's newsworthy, and I'm glad that Channel 4 came down and covered it because it does. It's so many. There's so many good elements, like you were just saying. There's so many good elements to this story. It's the Salvation Army, which is doing the most good always. It's Carver Pump. It's the Community Foundation, but it's really the individuals that are involved. Really People at Carver Pump that thought this was a good idea. Then they get their employees on board. So it's not about patting. Because I don't want people, sometimes you know how people can take things like, oh, don't break your arm patting yourself on the back. No, it's not about that. But any time, and I've said this several times, when something bad happens, the news is there. And it's, they usually cover things. So if you invite them to town for things that they might have not known about, like did WHBF know that a local business in Muscatine, Iowa decided to donate $28,000 to the Salvation Army? They probably didn't. No, and so you got to tell them, and that's okay.
It was a quick text message to the reporter that I have on my phone, and she was like, "I'll be there Monday to cover it." Wow. So they're looking for these feel-good stories, these positive stories that really are kind of grassroots. And
well, even my mom yesterday was like, "I think I need to stop watching the news because it's overwhelming," and I was like, "Yes, it certainly is." And when you can have an occasional, and hopefully more than just an occasional, good story. Yeah. Like that one, it's worth telling them about because you want people to know that despite all of the way that the world is in a lot of different manners, there's still people that are doing good, right? And that starts with with acknowledging their efforts. So I think that was absolutely fantastic. Have you thought about what that type of donation will be able to do for the Salvation Army?
Yeah, so they gave it in response to the food. She mentioned that she saw Ashley Lois Reamer's post.
Sure.
on Facebook about the pandemic pantry.
Gotcha.
And so she said, we thought about doing a food drive,
Okay.
but to us, having the buying power to buy what you need through the food bank made more sense. And it's a sustaining gift. So
Right.
it's going to be through the end of the year.
Right.
It won't be one big lump sum of $28,000.
Right.
It'll be through the end of the year. So every month we'll get a little, I think close to $2,000 a month
It's
that we
incredible.
can go to the food bank and buy food with. So it while these bags of food we got from the pandemic pantry are moving fast off our shelves, I was a little concerned for a minute. Like, all right, once these go, what's going to happen? Because this was 60 days worth of food.
Sure.
It was great, but once these go, what's going to happen? And then, boom, Carver Pump steps up and
great.
And they, their employees rock the Salvation Army world for a little bit.
Well, and that's what's so nice is the need will be there in August and September and in October. So to know that you have that money coming in, that you don't have to go out and try and round up from people is just a little bit more of a peace of mind.
Yeah.
Certainly, there's a lot to do, but it gives you you know what, I can continue to feed people. And the last time you were here, and Nicole Sorgenfrey was here last week as well, it seems like there will be the shift from the sort of the pandemic relief and then connecting folks to more long-term options that are out there. So that's a whole other effort that's going on. Right? So today's Tuesday. So what happens in your world on a Tuesday?
On Tuesday today, so they'll still do the diabetic packing the bags, that kind of stuff. We'll have just people in the building going through the food, getting it to where it needs to go. As far as the packing bags for the mobile food pantry, the diabetic food bags. Tuesdays are really kind of a slower day at Salvation Army for us to just kind of recoup from the week. And so today, I'm doing this morning, this afternoon, I have a meeting with Salvation Army leadership about where we go from here. So we understand at the Salvation Army that there's a, and it's so like you're getting already tired of hearing the word, the new normal, but nothing's normal anymore. It's going to be a new way forward. And so we're just going to look at that and how to move forward the best way as Salvation Army to really meet the needs of our fellow men and women in this community and their kids. So we're gonna do that, and then Wednesday tomorrow is another food day.
Wow!
So we'll get the food out again, but it's the number that we're seeing. Even though we're transitioning out and getting people connected with the food, groups that do this daily, we're still getting phone calls. People going, hey, listen, can I get on the list for food? Can you drop off meals to my house? And so it really is Nicole's heart, it's Scott's heart, it's my heart to really just feed people.
Yeah.
To really just meet the need. There's no excuse for somebody to go to bed hungry at night if they don't have food, because we have plenty.
And I think with the pandemic and everybody adjusting, there have been, one good thing that will come from this is that people that maybe were on the brink of needing help or needing help for the first time, as we've talked about, now know that the resources are there.
Yeah.
And that makes me feel good, because I know all the resources that are in town, but I don't need them.
Right.
But I can't assume that people out there know what I know, or that are close to going without food for a day. Is there an option? Yes, there's several options for you. The benefit of having the last couple of months, it'll have shined a light on, hey, here's exactly what we have to offer. Here's who you need to talk to. Here's how we can get you set up. And I think that, that'll make people feel, because again, the last thing that somebody wants to do that's already maybe working a job or two trying to make ends meet is to have to think about, oh my gosh, now I have to go ask for help. And if you're in that situation, there's so many options, and it's okay to be there for the first time, or to just now understand where to go. Like that's perfectly fine. You mentioned today getting folks set up with more diabetic-friendly meals. Our friend Kim Seligman is watching on Facebook with the Muscatine Diabetes Project. She's fantastic.
Yeah, she
and
is.
I love that's a consideration that y'all have taken into account, is folks needing food but also having some conditions that they like, hey, I need food, and I'm not trying to be picky, but I have type 1 or type 2 diabetes, can you help? And that's happening later today. That's excellent.
She's been amazing. She's been faithful of getting down there and getting those bags packed. That whole operation is going to move from our building to MCSA in the next few weeks, to just continue that, so we can go back to doing what Salvation Army does as well. but still be a player in this whole relief effort. And so now we're going to transition, like I mentioned before, into the aftercare phase of just response. And that's spiritual care, emotional care. It's still physical care.
Sure.
It's still, picking up the phone and calling people going, hey, you know what? We've given you a lot of food, but how are you? Like,
sure.
Really, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Can we connect you with a hotline for mental health? Can we connect you with, a member of the clergy from the community? Can we connect you with whatever it may be? Because we want to have complete wraparound care of the individuals and their families. So it's important to Salvation Army that they have that good spiritual, emotional aspect as well to things.
Well, and it's interesting when I think about my experience with Salvation Army over the years and kind of understanding mission statements and what they're about, and then you throw in a pandemic, and that's where even people in the highest ranks of the Salvation Army leadership, like you mentioned, you have a call later today. Yeah, it's got to be an adjustment as far as what are our priorities, what do we need to continue to do. Salvation Army is across the country, right? And worldwide organization. So imagine that you already are doing the most good, taking care of people. Then you throw in an event like this, and very quickly have to get things, set up, ramped up, take care of people. But then, of course, have to have the foresight to not just go, okay, well, that pandemic's over, we can go back to business as usual. You have to start thinking about what does our organization look like? What do our communities need? And certainly Muscatine is going to look different with respects to needs than a bigger city or even a smaller city that has Salvation Army versus Muscatine. So are you able to tell those folks, hey, here, I'm on the ground in Muscatine, here's what's happening? And I know that they do a good job of coming to town, but they hopefully listen to when you say, here's exactly what's happening in my backyard. Here's how you can support me.
They don't try to dictate what we have to do.
That's good. Okay.
They let us, they really trust us as the officer in command of the Corps and the unit to really get into the community and really have our thumb on the pulse of what's happening to kind of figure out how we can respond. And there, across the country, in the last few weeks, there's been, this... just the protests, that kind of thing. And everywhere there was mass destruction of property, there was stuff, you'll find a Salvation Army mobile canteen unit there to support first responders and people that are just out trying to help clean up. So we have pandemic, we have response to protests, we have, and then I got an email yesterday from our Emergency Disaster Services Department that said, hey, listen, there could be tornadoes that spawn from this Cristobal
storm,
So here's what you need to do to prepare for that.
Oh my gosh.
So now we have to prepare also for the possibility of severe weather outbreak as well.
Like, enough is enough, right?
You
slept in a kettle. You thought that was going to be the hardest part of this Muscatine stop on the journey, right?
Right.
You figured I got through a couple nights in a kettle outside of a grocery store. And then that turns out to have maybe been the easiest part of your last 6-7 months, right?
Yeah. Listen, I go down to the Salvation Army on Saturday evening, and I find out that there's all these ball players in town for this tournament.
Yeah, softball tournament.
And there's no water turned on at the park across from Salvation Army.
No.
So the bathroom works, but there's no, the water fountains don't work, which I guess in the COVID culture we're in, they can't have it on. So it really kind of bothered me. I'm going, man, we're right across the street, and these people are like, they're playing sports, they're sweating out, their electrolytes, they need to replenish themselves, and they have nothing to drink maybe. Maybe they can't afford to buy a bunch of bottled water or sports drinks. So the week previous, I had got together a lot of coolers of ice bottled water,
perfect.
For emergency response in case it was needed in town last week. So I had all that water left over. I gave that to them Saturday evening, and then Sunday morning I came here to Hy-Vee actually.
Yeah.
And I spent probably $100 and got a ton of bottled water.
Cool.
And Gatorade and Powerade. And was able to Sunday just to leave the coolers out at the park and say, listen, this is free. This is for the players, for the parents, for the siblings, for the umpires. And so it really was, as the officer of Salvation Army, if I walk into a place and I see a need,
I was gonna say,
I have to stop and evaluate what we can do for it. It's not like, hey, can you help us? Or hey, we know this is in your list of things to respond to. It's not like that.
But that's a good point. You want to be a good neighbor.
Yeah.
And you're literally across
right
the street.
Across the street.
Right.
So what if somebody would have fainted from not having, you know, water?
There's no day off for the Salvation Army.
There's really not, but it's
that
a
was
lifestyle.
on so Saturday night. You're like, oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like that's excellent. That's your line of thinking is Oh, not like, oh man, it must be hot over there. It's like, you know what? I have resources. I'm right here. Let's help people.
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, as much as folks are excited that sports, youth sports are ramping back up, it's still at a cost. And you have to imagine that there are kids on some of these teams that are not as fortunate as their teammates.
Yeah.
And after the game might not have that ice cold water Gatorade waiting for them, like you said. So, and it's just the right thing to do. Like that's super cool that you did that.
We had those coolers packed full of water and sports drinks, and one was completely empty on Sunday night. The other one had every sports drink out of there, and the water was half gone as well. So people were and somebody said, why would you do that when you're not going to be there to hand it out? You're just going to sit. And I said, the people that are there they're not from Muscatine.
Sure.
So I have responsibility as the officer of Salvation Army because we're one army.
Right.
So now when they go back to their hometown, they could go and say, you know what? I remember when Salvation Army Muscatine gave me bottled water. How can I help out my local Salvation Army now? So it's not just looking out for my army here. It's really looking out for my friends in Moline, my friends in Davenport, my friends on the Illinois side of the Bi-State area. How can the army relate to them? And if it's through a bottle of water in Muscatine,
it's a big
and
deal.
now they want to return the favor by ringing the bell at Christmas time for my friends in Moline.
Sure.
Cool.
Well, it's a win-win, right? I mean, if that can be the one moment that flips the switch for a young person or a parent, and they go, wow, that was super generous and didn't ask for it. Yeah, I want to give back. Whatever it takes to get that momentum going is a good thing. So we're sitting here on the 9th of June. And certainly the need exists in our community. You're feeding people today, feeding people tomorrow. But the summer still seems like, and my column this week is about how the summer of 2020 is different and how many things have been canceled.
Yeah.
But that it's okay because we're all still waking up and, for those of us that are still employed and going to jobs and have our families. But for the Salvation Army, summer was always such a big deal.
Yeah.
And I wonder, have you had any contact from families who've had kids that have gone to Kid Zone camp for years?
Yeah.
Any ways that you're helping support them? Because we kind of thought maybe the camp could happen, and then the decision was made that it can't, which makes sense. But I just wonder, is that something that you're hearing from folks looking for ideas or resources? Or will we get to a point, Lieutenant, where it's hypothetically a month from now, and you can say, hey, you know what, we can have an open gym for X amount of kids.
Yeah.
I mean, is that things
That's
that you're considering?
definitely been a conversation that we're having. We've heard from some families going, hey, is there anything you guys can do to help me out? That's my my form of childcare for the summer.
Yeah.
So we can connect them to the YMCA's camp. They still have theirs going on. And there's different churches in town that are doing like VBS in a box or summer camp in a box. The Vineyard Church was doing theirs. And we're doing one at the last week of June. We'll do like a small VBS kind of a.
And VBS stands for?
The Vacation Bible School.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just for the folks at home. I think I knew that's what it meant.
Yeah.
But also for me and the folks at home.
Yeah.
I was like, VBS, does he mean volleyball camp? Because I don't know. That seems a little specific.
No.
Vacation Bible School.
Yeah.
That's what that stands
so
for. Okay.
It'll be in conjunction with the mission team that's coming from Michigan.
Gotcha. Right.
And so at the end of this week, we're going to have a color war.
Cool.
At Mustard Park.
Okay. So
we'll have all the colored powder, the chalks, the paint that you can spray at people, and it's just a big colored barrage. It really is. We did it in Flint, and it's so fun. But it's something that people have for over 30 years every summer have looked at the Salvation Army for Kid Zone day camp. And so we're bummed that we can't do it, but we understand that if we want kids to be here next summer, this summer we have to pull back a little bit. So
this Color Wars event, is it Friday? Is it Saturday?
It's going to be Friday.
This Friday? Friday?
No, at the end of June.
At the end of June. Okay. I was like, holy moly, if it's this Friday, we got to talk about it.
No,
so the last Friday of the month.
Yeah.
Okay. So just keep that in mind, because you'll probably have a great turnout for that.
Open to anybody that wants to come.
And I mean, I'm assuming that if you're able to, like I said, that hypothetical situation, you'll be the first place that says, yeah, you know what, we can have X amount of people in the building, we're going to do this, we're going to offer this. Because it's not like you're just saying, no, we can't do anything. You're looking for what you're able to do.
And that's kind of why we're kind of trying to transition the food response kind of out of our building a little bit. to give it back, shift some to MCSA so we can have our gym and we can do those kind of things. We can
Sure.
open up the gym for open gym night for basketball or
Yep.
or roller skating, roller blades, or even have to go get a bunch of those foam, those really soft, fluffy
Yeah.
snowballs.
Yeah.
And have like a summer snowball fight.
Sure.
In the gym with people just like launching these big puffy
awesome
white things at
idea.
each other. It's
Yeah.
just fun. It gets kids out of their homes.
Yeah.
Keeps them off the street, and it keeps them active and doing something. And
Sure.
so that's, and like we said, walk into a situation, analyze what's going on, meet the need, and this is one of them.
Speaking of meeting the needs, as we're here, anything that you need this week, anything that's come up that people are looking for, I always go to, and I know that we have resources like the Muscatine, Community Diaper Bank, but I always think about people with young kids in the summer, and it just, the thought of somebody not being able to, have diapers or formula for their young kids strikes a chord with me. So I always go to that in my head, like, I should ask him if he needs anything for people with babies. But has there been anything that's been identified since the last time you were here a week ago, Monday, that's come up?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I've been out of the office for a few days,
Sure.
Traveling, and so coming back, I know that there's always a need for people that, they just don't have. They need to have their utilities paid. They need to have. So the need is, what can I do if I don't have enough money to pay my bills? They don't understand they can call in.
Gotcha.
So while we don't have a need, the need that people don't realize they can have met is we are doing social services again.
Sure.
So call us up if you need utilities. Listen, and we're doing like, historically they've been like $50.
Sure.
I'm not about that. Listen, if you're going to call in for help, I don't want you to have to call every other place in town to say, hey, can you, and pledge this amount, pledge that amount. I want to make an impact in your need.
It's fantastic.
So, the calls for social services have been really low because I think people just don't, they're not in that mindset right now.
Sure.
They're in survival mode for food, but we can meet the needs of your other needs as well. We can pay your rent, your mortgage, your car payments, your insurance. Just let us know, and we have funding from great people at the Community Foundation for this very thing.
It's a big deal, and I think that's certainly worth reminding people again. That social services arm of the Salvation Army. So if you're watching, and if it's not you, if you're like, I don't have to worry, but if it's someone where this is becoming a struggle or an area of concern, have them reach out and have the conversation.
Yeah.
And that is kind of surprising that it's the demand is low.
Yeah.
But to your point, people are more concerned about putting food on the table.
Yeah.
But then they also are probably now starting to think about, like you said, utilities. So please keep that in mind. If you heard what Lieutenant Bach just said, that's the funds are there.
They are.
And they're meant to be used in that capacity. So it's not like, again, there shouldn't be any guilt associated with things like that, right? I mean, it's one of those things we just want to keep reminding people. I don't know why, when you mentioned the softball folks playing at Muster Park, sometimes I even forget that you have that giant park across the street from your building, and that is such a great location. And I encourage you, if you're listening or watching this, and even if it's just driving past the Salvation Army, to see the location. Maybe you haven't done that. You don't understand where they're at. You're in a good spot,
Yeah.
I mean,
we really are.
I remember a
The
couple
skate
years
park's
ago.
right there, too.
Right. Somebody was saying, the Salvation Army, several years ago, they should move so they're more uptown. And I was like, no, they're in a great spot where they're at.
And where we need to be.
Because you can serve people right there, and then I don't think that. And I want to clarify something, because I know that this happened the other day. Just remind people, the Salvation Army store that is not here anymore. That was not your decision. As much as it was called the Salvation Army store, it's not necessarily the same as what you're doing on 1000 South Oregon Street. There was a guy in this store the other day that was kind of giving you a hard time, and I just wanted to mention that it wasn't like Lieutenant Bach that was like, you know what, we're going to shut that store down.
It seemed like it, because it was like 2 weeks after I got here, the conversation started happening. And listen, I called and I made phone calls and emails and asked what's going on, and they just weren't ready to say anything yet, because they were actively looking for another place to go. And they had found a place to go. The people in Chicago that know the metrics of sales, know population, know just all those things I can't see, decided that at this point in time that it was time to move the store from here to open up somewhere else. So, and I didn't like it.
Sure.
I didn't like it because one that looked like I shut their store down, and I had nothing to do with it, you know. But those people that make those decisions are in Chicago, and they see the big grand scheme of things, and it's not like we did it to harm anybody's, you know, ability to get what they need for their kids for school clothes. Listen, if your kids need school clothes, let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know, and I'll try to hook you up. You know, we have funds for that too. I mean, we can help.
That's a good point.
We can help you out. We're not just pay your rent, mortgage, utilities, car payments, that kind of thing. We want to help meet all your needs if we can. If we have the ability to do it, we want to do it. So let us know. We can help you out with that. But yeah, the store closing wasn't anything to do with me. It's not going to come back anytime soon.
Sure.
But you know, if you want to write a letter and send it to me, I'll send it to Chicago to let them know at some point, if they ever want to open up again, this is who will support you.
I just was thinking about things because I was kind of right there when this exchange was happening, and I just thought, well, that's not necessarily the truth. It wasn't Lieutenant Bach's decision. So just keep that in mind if you. And I love that store too, right? That was a great resource, and it would be awesome to have it back. But I also know that if I take a short cruise to Davenport, they've got a great store there as well.
Yeah, they have two in Davenport.
Two in Davenport.
They have like the antique furniture store and like the.
And they have a family store.
And then they have a family store down the road from that.
That's
and then Burlington has a store as well.
Oh, so keep that in mind. If you're the kind of person that loves that Salvation Army store, you're not too far away. Is there anything else that we need to mention connected to the Salvation Army?
You know, you said if we have needs, and I would say, you know, you talked again about the ballpark.
Sure.
One of the things we want to do is this summer is hit neighborhoods with just basic necessities, and that's you know, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, shampoo, that kind of stuff. We can get that stuff through the cleaning closet, but if people want to donate for that, they can do that. But if you want to donate, like there's a good sale this week at Hy-Vee on bottled water. If people want to buy some bottled water and bring it down to Salvation Army, so we can go out and hit the streets this summer with cold bottled water, and then at Mustard Park provide those teams playing there with bottled water. Sometimes that's all it takes to get somebody to really open up with what's going on. Hey, here's a bottle of water. How you doing?
Sure.
And they can open the door to, you know what? I lost my job. I lost, you know, my whatever it is, my housing, and now how can we help you? A cold bottle of water could open that conversation up for a whole line of services.
And maybe would you take suggestions with respects to places to stop?
Yes.
Like certain neighborhoods where people think, you know what, if you cruise there on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, could really impact folks. Okay, so they could reach out on like Facebook page or something, or call the Salvation Army.
It was really cool because at wintertime, I had put on Facebook, you know, we were going to be a warming center if necessary. And a lot of people contact me going, hey, there's a guy sleeping in his truck by Hardee's. There's somebody over here that sleeps on the slide at the playground. And so there's people that see those needs, and they just don't know quite who to call to see how they can help those people. And we're one of those places you can call.
Is it also true that you're thinking about turning the giant red kettle into a mobile dunk tank to raise money so people can dunk you in the giant red kettle? Have you ever been in a dunk tank?
Cool. I have never been in a dunk tank.
Me either.
Ever in my life.
So I was told a long time ago by Greg Dwyer, who's on Dwyer and Michael's radio show in the Quad Cities. They've been around for like 700 years, give or take. They're my friends. But Dwyer told me, don't ever get in a dunk tank because people that don't like you will dunk you over and over again. So I've probably been asked, and I'm not like exaggerating, I've probably been asked 25 times to be in a dunk tank, and I've said no every single time.
They try to get me. You know what they try to get me to do? You know those mascots? Because I'm very animated and I'm very like I talk with my hands a lot.
This. Yeah,
they ask me all the time to be the mascot.
Yeah.
Like high school, we'd be the mascot. No. Kmart. I was Santa Claus at Kmart. You know.
You were?
Yeah. There's a picture somewhere of. There's a picture of the ad at Kmart with the Santa Claus on the floor, like bent down with his hands like this, like, you know, kind of like, yeah. And there's a picture of me right next to it.
That's
doing the exact same thing.
That's fantastic.
But Santa Claus, I've been,
but no dunk tank.
No dunk tank.
Okay. I mean, you do have like a basement on the red kettle.
I do.
So theoretically, you could.
I do.
I'm not saying Hoffman Inc. wants to convert the kettle that they just built into a dunk tank, but.
No, we could do. I could just stand up there and have people throw like water balloons at me.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Have like a platform up there, just like, all right, free target, just and launch.
Donate $1 or more.
Yeah.
And throw a water balloon.
$1 to.
You have like a Salvation Army helmet on, so you don't get any headshots.
You know, So that's a good point because I was driving here. I was thinking, what can I do this kettle season? Because we don't know how it's going to look.
Sure.
we don't know if we can ring bells. We don't know
Oh
with
my
COVID
gosh.
what we're going to do. So we go from this really high of, yeah, we exceeded our goal for the
Wow.
first time in years to
Right.
like the next Christmas going like, all right, will there
gosh.
be a kettle campaign? What can I do that will generate interest in Salvation Army's work
Sure.
in town? And how can I help move the Army along with the kettle season, with Christmas season? And just, even if it's not ringing a bell, it has nothing to do with kettles.
Sure.
If it's a soup out where
Yeah.
we find cardboard boxes, find a place in town, and we spend the night
Yeah.
in a homeless tent, or homeless, cardboard city, cardboard box city, and bring awareness to that.
Sure.
We can do that kind of stuff. So people think it's about raising money, and it is, but it's also about bringing the awareness to people that this stuff is really going on in your backyard that
Absolutely.
you might never even know.
It has to continue to happen, and regardless of a pandemic or not, there will still be needs and folks that are looking for help. And I love the pictures that we're looking at of the snow and the frost on the kettle.
It was no joke, man.
It drives home the fact that it really happened. And I just hope maybe somebody's tuning in for the first time and they're like, wow, that guy really did. Yes, he did.
I slept in that thing.
Slept in the kettle. So whatever it takes, you are always looking for ideas and ways to raise awareness and people that are in need to meet their needs. So please, if you're out there and you're watching and you're like a creative person that wants to brainstorm some stuff, or if you have that neighborhood that Lieutenant Bach should visit, look at that. That kettle is so cool. That thing just looks good. I just think you should park it in our lot whenever, just because it looks awesome.
And I have to thank Brian Chick for storing the thing for us when it's not in use. It's very kind of him to pick it up and move it for us. But we had it in your lot for like a week, and I had so many folks say, hey, what's going on at Hy-Vee?
Yeah.
What's going on? I'm like, well, I haven't picked it up yet. I haven't
Right.
scheduled, nobody picked it up. It's just there.
The pandemic drive ended and it's just hanging out
But
there.
it's a good location on the highway.
Yeah.
It's a very busy highway.
You can't miss it.
No, and it's such a good way to just talk about what's going on, and it's
a beacon of hope.
It really is. When you ring that bell, you're really sounding the alarm on the need that people face every single day in Muscatine County, and Louisa County, and all around.
Yeah.
We went worldwide. Did you know that? Like this.
It's wild.
This story went worldwide. Like the general in England
Holy
was
moly.
made aware of this story.
So there could be an English giant red kettle, maybe?
There could be. Yeah.
Everybody should have
I got
one.
requests for it already.
Oh
From,
my
from
gosh,
Chicago.
that's fantastic.
Chicago wants to use the kettle.
Oh, they want to use it. Can you say no? Get your own kettle. You probably can't say
Well,
that, right? Yeah. You're like,
I did
okay.
say I can hook you up with people in town that can make your kettle for you.
You can borrow it, but you have to pick it up. Did you
Yeah.
tell them? Or we'll meet in Dixon. We'll pass off
Right.
a giant kettle in
Right.
Dixon or something. That's
their,
awesome.
Their comments are always like, man, how'd you do that so quick?
Yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
like,
the turnaround was unbelievable.
it really was.
All right, before you get out of here, you're probably in the top. I just bumped into the cactus, by the way. And there's not a cactus in here, right? Okay, Chris says there's no. Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? Lieutenant Bach, pretty good at deciphering this right away. All right, push those doors open with your hands, sir, so the folks at home can see. I don't even know what's in there. Oh, that's interesting. Is that all that's in there? Two things. Okay, so you have the one item in your hand, and then let's see what else is in there. Okay. All right. I don't know if you're going to guess what that is, but go ahead.
Is it the toothpaste that's on sale?
It's
No.
close to
Well,
toothpaste.
this feels like a business card. Is this somebody's business card?
That is a business card. You're right.
man.
And then take a look at what's in your hand. If you want to turn that around, it is Top Care Tuesday, and it's hemorrhoid ointment. So
Oh
you were
my
close
goodness.
to toothpaste.
Wow.
I want people to understand that I don't even know what's in the box until that moment of opening the doors. So,
whose business card do we have?
whose business card is it? Oh, it is Call a Doctor Day. Look at that. So that makes sense. So if you need
It's Call a
hemorrhoid
Doctor Day.
ointment, call a doctor. And there's our pharmacy manager, Nicole Duhlmeyer. Good for you. Chris Anderson, he's on it over here.
He is, man.
Isn't that good? Look
You
at
know,
that.
me and Chris talked today about how he can change the mural at Salvation Army
Oh,
right inside the building.
awesome.
So if you've been to the Army in the last 10 years, there's
Sure.
been this very beautiful painting of like the footprints
Yeah.
or something like that on the wall.
Yeah.
And
Change the mural is a great idea.
now it's the shield and the mission statement. It's not the complete mission statement. It's not even correct. So
Sure.
I want to change it. And my idea, Tony, is to have a bigger shield painted in
Okay.
the mural But instead of the word Salvation Army in the mural, have different scenes of Muscatine, the Muscatine County,
that's a great idea.
within the shield, and maybe parts of the mission
Chris could
statement,
totally do that.
just kind of around it.
Yeah.
You know, just thinking with Chris,
Yeah.
how we can do that.
Well, we know the guy's talented,
He
right?
is very talented, man.
That's excellent.
And the book he did for the kids
Right.
coming into the shelter,
Isn't
that's
that
just
awesome?
amazing. Yeah.
All right, listen. Please, if you're watching and you want to help out Salvation Army, you can do it. If you know people that are in need, I was giving a little point to our friend Mike that's coming into the store. Connect with the Salvation Army, great resources in town. And I love the idea of going neighborhood to neighborhood and passing out the basics like toothbrush. I mean, it makes absolute sense. So please, if you're watching, contact Lieutenant Bach. He couldn't be nicer. And you know where they're at, 1000 South Oregon Street. And I also love what you said about, hey, you want to come out to a place like Hy-Vee and get a couple cases of water and bring it down to donate? That's fair game, right? Look at that guy. He's super excited.
Oh, and you know what? In July,
Yes.
we're the beneficiary of the
Bags for a Cause.
the Bags for a Cause.
Yes. So please keep that in mind when you need some recyclable bags. Come buy them here at the store. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And I just like to know that we're sitting here and it's 9:15. And what time will people be fed today?
Man, it's right now. So today it's through MCSA. It's from
Okay.
10 to noon.
Okay, so 45 minutes
Yep.
from now.
And
Wow.
then, as always, if somebody
Yeah.
calls us or comes to our door and says, "Hey, we're hungry. We don't have food," it's
Sure.
well, are you out of food? Are you completely out of food? If it's or even if it's they're hungry and I'm around,
Yeah.
I'm always like, "Listen, guys, just give them food. Just
Sure.
just feed them.
It's awesome.
You know, just give them."
Such a
Give
good
'em
resource.
something.
Yeah,
Give 'em-
no. Give them something is right. Well, keep up the good work. And if there's anything you need from us, let us know.
I will.
And I'm sure you'll
Thank
be
you very
back on
much.
this show soon. Lieutenant Greg Bach, everybody. All right, let's go to the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam. I keep wanting to put my hand on this cactus, and I'm not doing it. So there you go. High atop the produce department is the CBI Bank and Trust aisle cam, which looks really good, right? You can see so many different things in that shot. Corn and oranges, and my friend Toby working hard right now, setting out some of those peaches. Lieutenant Bach sliding the hemorrhoid ointment back my way. Hey, listen, it's Top Care Tuesday. It's buy one Top Care product, get it 50% off. And there's just a lot going on at the store. So it is, as we alluded to, it is National Call Your Doctor Day. And here's a true story for y'all. Before I came downstairs, I called Dr. Jeff Hansen at Hansen Chiropractic and scheduled an appointment because something in my back is out. And I don't know what it is. But I woke up and I was like, wow, that doesn't feel good. And then I took a step and I was like, I'm going to go to the chiro. So I called my doctor. And oddly enough, I didn't even know that it was National Call Your Doctor Day before I called Jeff Hansen. So there's a shameless plug for Hansen Chiropractic. And I will be there later today to get put back into place. If you haven't gone to the chiro, it's just marvelous, let me tell you. June 9th is also Donald Duck Day. Is there anything with Donald Duck in the store? I couldn't have told you that, but Chris Anderson, the man, the myth, the legend, has found Mr. Donald Duck. And of course, it's on a Zevia Kids. So this is like sugar-free, calorie-free. It's a flavored, naturally flavored, sparkling drink that is available in our health market, right? So how cool is that? National Donald Duck Day. There's Donald Duck. Also on the screen right there. Is Donald Duck your favorite character? Made his screen debut in 1934. Wow, that's a long time. I feel like everyone at some point knows someone or does a Donald Duck impression. That's not me. But everybody has tried to do one at one point, right? And it's just, they're always just kind of like, okay. But there you go. Lieutenant Bach saying he has to get milk. There he is. I love it. So there you go. Donald Duck on the Zevia. That's fantastic. Today's also Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day. I'm not a big fan of rhubarb, I got to be honest. And I know that could be a controversial opinion because we have a festival, which unfortunately might be canceled this year. What is it? Like Rhubarb Days, right? That's a thing. Is that in Aledo? Rhubarb Days? So maybe I need to come around on my opinion on rhubarb. Maybe you grow it and you're like, I am so offended. Bring some rhubarb, some strawberry rhubarb pie, and I will happily see if I can change my tune. But as of right now, I'm not a big fan of rhubarb. It's just my opinion, right? It's just where I'm at. I don't love it. Yeah, Rhubarb Fest in Aledo, Illinois. Oh, there's a press release. Does it say that it's canceled? Oh, man. Let's see. Yep. It was supposed to be June 5th. Oh, man, it was last weekend. Oh, Rhubarb Fest. Dang you, coronavirus, canceling everything. And they always have that. Who is it? Is it Susie Boggess, that musician that's from Aledo? I know. Why do I know so much about Aledo? I don't know. I know everything about Aledo, apparently. Margot Price, also from the Aledo area. Fantastic singer, songwriter. I guess you could say country singer, Margot Price. She's just marvelous. So that's too bad that Rhubarb Fest was canceled, but everything else is, right? Except our friends in Fruitland. Have you seen this? Fruitland is saying we're doing a 4th of July parade on the 4th of July, which is on a Saturday, by the way. That's the thing about 2020. All of these great holidays are on a Saturday. You know, 4th of July, Saturday, Halloween on a Saturday, and everything is just canceled. But the folks in Fruitland, they're doing it. I think it's at 10 a.m. So shout out to Fruitland, who was just getting after it. There you go. They are like, we're doing a parade. They did one for Memorial Day. And, you know, I think that's pretty cool. My friend Tara Riggin told me that that's happening. So that's great. And a shout out to everybody that's watching on Facebook right now. Our friend Rita Mathiot is out there. Hello, Rita. We miss you. Rita, of course, has worked at this store for a number of years. We haven't seen Rita in a while. I know she's doing well. And if you're watching, Rita, we miss you here. Hello to Scott Schultz. Scott with Impact Athletic Performance. Logan's out there. Kim. Judy Yates with the MCSA Domestic Violence Shelter was watching earlier. Red Hot Brian Scott in Peoria, Illinois, tuning in. Our friend Sue Ryan, Cody, and everybody else that's joined us live on Facebook. You can always leave comments, questions, feedback while the show's happening. I can see it right on my phone, and we can answer any questions that you may have. All right, so we're going to mention a couple of things, and we're going to get out of here for today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk to our friend, and it might seem like it's a repeat of last week, but it's going to be a different subject when Christy Roby Williams is here, Director of Public Health. So for a long time, Unity Point Health had somebody on the show once a month, like the second Wednesday of the month. And with the pandemic, we kind of got away from that. So Christy was here last week talking about COVID, but tomorrow we'll talk more public health with her on the show. And then Thursday, Ted Maroff will be here talking about the Muscatine County Freedom Rock. Spoiler alert, and I haven't seen it yet, and I was just in Wilton Sunday, and shame on me, I didn't go around the corner. But apparently the Muscatine County Freedom Rock is done, and maybe it's looking for one more, like, coat of a sealant. We'll talk to Ted on Thursday, but the plan as of now is to unveil and have a big ceremony Labor Day weekend, and we'll get more info from Ted on Thursday. All right, so a couple things I'm going to tell you when we get out the door here. So Top Care Tuesday. So whether it is, hemorrhoidal ointment, only Chris, hemorrhoidal ointment, so you could buy one of these and get the second one for 50% off on Top Care Tuesday. Whatever the Top Care product is, from allergy medicine to a multi-purpose solution, it's a contact solution, to the Top Care brand of like Tylenol, right? Active ingredient is the same, acetaminophen. Why pay for the name brand price? You don't have to. So there's a lot of Top Care products, hand soap, everything. So if it says Top Care, buy one, get the other one 50% off. This is every Tuesday, by the way. I just need to keep reminding y'all that it's Top Care Tuesday, so that's what I'm going to do. Something else that's exciting that's happening later this week on Friday and Saturday, the bakery, 2 days, not just one, 2. The whole bakery, buy one, get one free. The whole, now I know on that sign it says select items. We're doing the whole bakery, the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle, right? So in that picture, you can see cupcakes, but you know everything in the bakery, donuts, cakes, buns, breads, muffins, cinnamon rolls, everything. We have not done more than 1 day. You know, in the past, we've done these bakery BOGO sales just 1 day, and they've gone over extremely well. But listen, y'all, if you love the Hy-Vee Bakery, buy one, get one free. The entire thing, Friday, Saturday, okay? The whole bakery, buy one, get one free. So we just had National Donut Day. By the way, there were sold out of donuts at like 11 a.m. last Friday. It was crazy. I've never seen the donut case empty. It was like the saddest thing ever. There's like a couple sprinkles in there. I'm like, where are all the donuts? They bought them all. So that's great. This Friday, Saturday, 2 days, buy one, get one free, the entire bakery. So I think we're going to talk to bakery manager Roman Truitt tomorrow at 9 a.m. a little bit more about this deal and some other products that are in the bakery, because I only listed a couple. They have way more than that. So just file that away. How about some super savings in the store? So this ad that we're going to show you is good at both our store and Hy-Vee Main Street downtown working together. And this super sale is rocking and rolling. So right now you see it on the screen. You can come here and save purified water, ballpark hot dogs. I feel like hot dogs are the easiest thing to put on the grill. All you have to do is not burn them. That's it. My kids love grilled hot. So do I, right? And there's no shame in that. Seasoned pork chops, Sterzing's potato chips. That could be your dinner. Seasoned pork chop. And what's your side? It's Sterzing's potato chips, right? Throw in some yellow onions. That's Smart ice cream. It was hot yesterday. Not so much the next 2 days, but it is going to get back into the 80s. Powerade. Grab that Powerade deal. And by the way, on that that Powerade deal, there's no limit. So you could load up on that. Same thing with like the Hy-Vee bagels. There's no limit on that. That Powerade price is ridiculous, though. Bagels, awesome. You got to go cream cheese on the bagel, right? Twizzlers, hand sanitizer. Those hanging baskets are now $6.99, which is an awesome price decline on that. I love a hanging basket. You just water it. That's it. And then at Wine and Spirits, Modelo, Corona, $14.99. Screwball. It's a screwball, everybody. That is peanut butter whiskey. And that stuff is scary good. Whoo, Lord. If you have not tried screwball whiskey, drink responsibly. Jack Daniels at a good price. Smirnoff vodka, and then Iowa craft beer 6-packs. This is a no-brainer. My beer fridge is dwindling down, which is good. So later this week, I'll pick up 4 6-packs, probably some Exile, maybe some Bent River, maybe some Front Street. And if you buy 4 6-packs, you get 20 cents on your fuel saver. That's an absolutely fantastic deal. Don't miss it. If you don't want to shop today for yourself or tomorrow, or just because you love taking advantage of aisles online, you should do it. Download the free app. I have it on my phone. You can download it on your phone or on a tablet, or you can always log on to Hy-Vee.com/grocery. Same day groceries. Same day. Order now, pick it up later. That's what we did in our house yesterday. My wife sent me a text at like 12 that said, hey, there's an order to bring home. And I almost forgot it, as I said, came back into the parking lot. And they loaded it in my car. Our pickup system that couldn't be better. And there are folks here right now as we're doing this show at 9:27 in the morning that are shopping for online orders. So please take advantage of it. We've been doing it for 4 years, longest in town, and still the only place that can deliver with that partnership that we have with DoorDash. So if you can't get out, we've had so many. I have people that have ordered groceries online for their elderly parents. I have a lady in Colorado that does it for her mom in Muscatine. So whatever the case may be, or if it's just a convenience thing, like for us, it's so convenient. You know what's not convenient? Taking 3 kids to the grocery store. You know it is convenient? Shopping on a phone and then sending your husband, in this scenario, that's me, to pick it up. I mean, it's really phenomenal. And if I was a little bit more lazy, I would just have it delivered. But I work here, so it just makes sense to bring it home. But please utilize the service and don't feel bad, right? I mean, I love seeing y'all in here, of course, but if it's a matter of being safe or social distancing, or you just don't want to load up a bunch of kids, download the Aisles Online app or go to Hy-Vee.com/grocery and we'll get you taken care of. How about DSW in the house? DSW. Chris, I think we don't have any more flip-flops. Can you believe that? You want to go look really quick? Look for Margaritaville men's flip-flops, size 13. I'll have you guess who those are for. This deal with DSW, I'm shocked at how excited people are. But listen, it's absolutely fantastic. Shoes and sandals at Hy-Vee at 50% off. So when you see that picture and you pick up insert box of shoes or sandals, and there's a sticker, and say the sticker says $49.99, round it up to 50, cut it in half, $25 is what you're paying. That was very loud. There's people in here. I'll try and talk less loud. But that's great. And it's not just, I mean, there's a great selection of women's sandals and shoes. They have name brands like Fergalicious and Jessica Simpson and other name brands like that one that probably have a brand. I don't know what it's called. And the one next to it. Here's what I know. They're at, look at the price on that. Half it. Cut it in half. Right? So that's $25. That's not 50. It's half of the price. It's phenomenal. Take advantage of those deals. They're not going to be around, and it's while supplies last, and people are digging it. You know how I can tell? Like, I just had Chris Anderson go look for those sandals. I bet we don't have them. I bet we don't have them. Oh, we do have them. Is that the last box?
There's one left.
That's when we started last week. Thank you, sir. When we started last week, there was a stack about 5 feet tall. So these are Margaritaville flip-flops. Look at that. That is a good, wow. I haven't held these. This is a quality flip-flop. So, and Brad will turn this so the folks at home understand the price. So, and of course I'm on the other side, stinking cameras. So $39.99. $40? No, false. $20, half price. I could probably squeeze into a size 12. My thing is, I got to get a pedicure. And yes, you can make fun of me if you want, but I'm here to tell you, gentlemen, listen to me. If you're going to wear flip-flops, you got to get a pedicure because nobody wants to see your caveman feet. And I take that from someone with caveman feet. So get a pedicure. It's okay. And then wear flip-flops. I don't have a pair at my house. I got no flops. Now, there was a size 13 yesterday, and you're here to tell me it's gone. See, that's what I mean. So I procrastinated, and now but this is nice. This is quality stuff. And who's going to read? Come on. What are they putting a paragraph on the inside of the flip-flop box? Who's going to read that? Listen, this is like back in the day before smartphones when you're in the bathroom and you're reading the shampoo bottle. Or at my house, we had a subscription to Reader's Digest for 700 years, apparently. I think my grandma bought my mom a Reader's Digest subscription. So my kids will never have any context for going to the bathroom without a smartphone or tablet. But listen, back in the day, you were reading Reader's Digest or the Margaritaville paragraph on your flip-flops. No, thank you, Margaritaville. I just want to know where my flip-flops are. That's a heck of a deal. $20. Is it a Jimmy Buffett product? It probably is, right? If I had to assume, it's probably Jimmy Buffett, right? I don't know. But it's nice packaging. And it's $20. And you can try these on. We have those little shoes. What's like a sock? Like the nylon things? Sleeve. Sure. For your feet. Foot sleeve. Nylon stocking or foot sleeve, as Chris would like you to call it. That's fantastic. So please, while they last, like if these fit, I should just buy them because they're not going to be here tomorrow. Chris will probably buy them. What size are you? 11. Okay, we're good on that. Oh, he is a 12. Perfect. I could do a 12, he says. All right, great. Well, put those down there. Okay, National Corn on the Cob Day. Could you do me a favor? Could you get some of that corn that's out there in the clear pack? I feel like this guy just runs all over the place. But look at that. It's Corn on the Cob Day. Thursday. Oh, man, I love corn on the cob. National Corn on the Cob Day is Thursday. And for lunch on Thursday, Chef Scott is planning on doing a Cuban sandwich with some elote corn. So that's going to be a fantastic lunch. We'll get you more details on that. But I love, oh man, that's a good pack right there, Chris Anderson. So almost dropped a cactus. This is Shortcuts corn. So of course, we're getting ready for the homegrown stuff that's grown, around Muscatine that we'll have in the store. But in the meanwhile, look at this, a 9-pack of corn ready to go. You don't have to do any work. The work is done. You don't have to detassel. Is that what it's called? Detasseling? Anybody? You don't have to remove the husk. I'm showing my City Slicker colors. Has anybody detasseled here? Chris has. Okay. Chad has as well. Brad and I are like, we don't know what that means. This is a 9-pack. Why 9-pack? Why not? Because you don't need 6 pieces of corn. You need 9. And we like odd numbers here at Hy-Vee. So because you're not just going to have 1, you're going to have 2. So put it on the grill, boil it, and then don't forget the butter. And we've already shown you that we've got those super creative tongs for the corn. Is that what they're called? Corn holders? Corn forks. Chris has so many good names for things. I love it. Corn forks. That's what they are. They're forks for corn. That's like a Jerry Seinfeld bit waiting to happen. So get your corn forks and celebrate, because on Thursday, it's going to get real corny around here on National Corn on the Cob Day. I would love nothing more than to make you watch me eat corn on this show on Thursday. Maybe we'll have Chef Scott prep some of his elote corn. That's great. It's just so convenient. It's right there. We've done the work for you. It's shortcuts. All right, 3 more things that we're going to get out of here. I'll just, 2 more and we'll wrap up. So the fuel saver at the bottom of the ad this week. Listen, so this is on the corporate ad. It's on our ad. Friday, Saturday. We haven't done this in a while. So a fuel saver at Hy-Vee, what does that mean? So Friday, Saturday, with every $50 you spend, we're going to put 25 cents on your fuel saver. And that pesky tree has probably bloomed by the gas station, so we probably can't see the price of gas, right? I need to look when I drive in on Highway 61. It's okay if we can't see it. I'm not super worried. This is it, though. Friday, Saturday, spend $50, 25 cents on the fuel saver. Spend $100, get 50 cents, and so on. And if you're really smart, you'll know that there's thousands of items already in the store with fuel savers on them, so you'll save more than that. And I don't want you to miss out on that. Friday, Saturday, haven't done one of these in a long time. Please come to the store and get that fuel savings for yourself. The last thing that I'll mention is the June food court specials. So if you're watching this, it's Tuesday when we're doing the show, the 9th of June. Throughout the month, we have different food specials that change on a daily basis, and those include what's on the screen for today. So this is great. Any breakfast, $4.99. So look at the breakfast menu, and it's $4.99. How about egg rolls for 66 cents? What? $3.99 tenderloin sandwich, also a good deal. Or $6 for a 14-inch pizza. So that's just for Tuesday. Every day there's a different deal, and I'm going to get that online today because I have not done a great job of putting it out there constantly. Shame on me. I'm going to put myself on timeout. But please know that those are month-long specials here at the store, ready to go for you. Okay. I feel like I've said everything that I wanted to. Another just fun item in the store is cactus, right? Cacti. Don't let your kids, I mean, these are, prickly, right? But isn't that fun? That's fun. I mean, I guess you just water it a little bit, right? This one seems a little dry, but maybe it's a cactus and they don't need a ton of water. I don't know. I'm not an expert. I think it's cool. I think she sold all the Venus flytraps. Those are super cool. I keep touching this like I'm waiting for it to stab me, but I'm going to stop doing that because I don't want that to happen. All right. Thank you for watching the show. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust, Toyota Muscatine, of course, with the What's in the Box. And today, hemorrhoid cream was in the box because it's Top Gear Tuesday. I saw TJ Deere, general manager with Toyota Muscatine, in the store yesterday. It was great to see him. So thanks to them and our friends at Lutheran Living Senior Campus. We appreciate it. All right, we'll be back Wednesday live at 8:30 on this here program. We'll be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's a commercial for s'mores on over there. That looks fantastic. Look at that. Holy moly. It's a Hershey's commercial for s'mores. Oh, that is a staple of summer, right? S'mores and 9 packs of sweet corn. Why a 9-pack? I don't know the answer. I'm going to ask Brian Mueller. It's kind of weird, right? It's an odd number. It is an odd number. I mean, they had to have done some type of math, right? We found out that the average consumer is going to eat 2.5 ears of corn. I don't know. But 9? I'm okay with it. I'm in. But 9? I don't understand. Does it say? Doesn't say. I have no idea. Product of the USA, which is very nice. There you go. 9-pack of corn. Corn on the cob day Thursday. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. Tropical storm Cristobal. What will it mean? Maybe just some rain, maybe some wind. Pay attention to the weather. And we're here for you should you find yourself needing anything in between. Take care, friends. Bye.
You're watching Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee Today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.